Hello everyone, welcome to the Joget webinar. My name is Penny and I'm your moderator for today's session. In this webinar, we will be featuring our partner, Innov8tif Solutions, and we will showcase how customer identity assurance together with low-code, no-code can be utilized to strengthen identity verification. And before we dive in, let's go over some housekeeping items. First of all, today's session will be recorded, and if you miss out any of our sessions today, no worries as you will have the access to the recording later. And moving on, if you have any questions in between the session, please do not hesitate to let us know via the chat or the Q&A button in the Zoom console panel, and we will get to it as many as we can at the end of the webinar. Moving on, you will also be directed to a feedback form after today's session, and as always, we are happy to hear about your webinar experience. Your opinions matter to us, and we would really appreciate it if you could take a moment and provide your feedback for an improved webinar to attend in the future. Last but not least, we will be giving out Joget Academy vouchers today at the end of the webinar. So stay till the end with us, and who knows, you might be one of the 2 lucky winners. And today, we have the pleasure to have Zi Kun Hong, who is the Senior Software Engineer at Innov8tif Solutions, and he will be sharing how you can better leverage eKYC and customer ID assurance to improve your customer onboarding experience. And Kun Hong, would you like to say hi to the audience?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Kun Hong. And with that, let's take a look at today's agenda. To start with, we will first have a quick introduction of Innov8tif Solutions, followed by a sharing on why do we need customer ID assurance, how is it addressing the underlying risks, and how it can improve your customer onboarding process. As we move on, we will also be looking into the CIDA solution and Onboard Anywhere, which is built on top of Joget. And last but not least, before we open the floor to the audience for the Q&A, we will deep dive into some of the most frequently asked questions about eKYC, biometric authentications, and how Joget helps. So please stay till the end with us, as you not want to miss the session to hear from Kun Hong as he walks us through. And without further ado, I will now pass it over to Kun Hong to kickstart the webinar. Kun Hong, over to you.
Thank you, Penny. Let me share my screen. Okay, Penny. Is this okay?
Yep, we can see your screen.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kun Hong. I'm a senior software engineer in Innov8tif, and also I also give out Joget trainings and Joget consultations as well. So today, let me share with you about what we have in Innov8tif, driving innovations with Joget using low-code solutions for customer identity assurance. Before we continue, let me introduce you to Innov8tif. We have been established since 2011, incorporated in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. We have customers in all 10 Asian countries. Also, we have local partners, teams in Brunei, Cambodia, Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand. And after the merger with ZDT, we are currently the largest identity assurance company in Malaysia. We are also a Joget Certified Accredited Plus partner, working with Joget since our inception, carry out more than 200 processes automated already and increasing. Okay, so let me share with you what Innov8tif specialized in. First, we have our customer ID assurance, which is CIDA, which is a flexible, customizable, future-proof framework. The goal is to reduce fraud, ensure genuine, authentic, and legitimate documents, and also regulation compliance across all the ID assurance. And also we have provide Joget as a service. We also have carried out trainings and consultations through our Joget experts as well. Okay. First, let me share with you about CIDA, which is Customer Identity Assurance. Okay, there are three main components, which is identity proofing, customer due diligence, and identity authentication. So let me quickly go through identity proofing. Let me quickly go through the other two, but we'll be focusing more on identity proofing today. For customer due diligence, mostly is for any KYC related or even eKYC, which is understanding your or retrieving your customer details for verification. And identity authentication varies for different methods, whether it's SMS OTP, biometrics, or face scanning. Okay, so for identity proofing, we will go through that for more later. Before that, we will start with a poll.
All right, thank you, Kun Hong. And with that, let's launch the first poll. Okay, so we have the question here. Which industry are you coming from? And we have 5 options available here. Number 1 is the finance. We have telco, insurance, system integrator as well. So please take your time to vote, and we will announce the results shortly. All right, so we are seeing the numbers is changing. While we let the audience to take our vote. All right, we'll be ending our poll soon in a few seconds. All right, let's end it now. Okay, so Kun Hong, we have quite a number of people today is joining us um, from a system integrations background, whereas another portion is coming from a finance sector. So I believe this gives a little bit of insight into what you're going to show us next. And with that, can you take this forward, Kun Hong?
All right, thank you, Penny. Thank you for the insight. Glad to see there is people from different sectors are here. So let me continue. First, what's the necessity of having customer ID assurance? So let me share you some stories first of any idea. Currently, at this climate, it's very important to build up your credit scores, right? So imagine that lots of current recent bank accounts are starting to open up to be able to register online instead of the past where you have to go to any kiosk and register. Now there will be increased chances of fraud that will maybe try to fake your identity or fake anyone's identity to apply for credit card, and then once they get the credit card, you use your name to max out the credit card and never pay, which will damage your credit score and so on. So if the banks doesn't verify the customers properly, then the fault will fall to you since they are using your identity. That will be damaging to you as well. That will be not ideal if we are starting to register any of your finance related or any more sensitive function online that without a proper customer ID assurance process, it will be very damaging to your own credit score. It will also further compromise your ability to buy a house or take out a loan for your to get a car in the future. So that will be our that's why we are here to help you using by offering a service of customer ID assurance. Next, let's bring out some other examples. Let's share for any states of e-commerce, which is currently very growing really rapidly, especially after the COVID. Retails are growing at 56%, reaching up until 88.1 trillion by 2026. Next will be mobile wallet shares. If you see any recently, there will be more and more people not carrying wallets out, instead just using phone to pay. Me included. So there will be a 54% increase of transactions of e-commerce using mobile wallets. Yeah. Then that will bring us to the next point, which is online payment fraud, already up to 206 billion of estimated loss within a span of 4 years, estimated from 2021 to 2025 estimation on the estimation. So that will be very damaging to us as well. So since our goal is to reduce fraud by being customer ID assurance, we identify the type of frauds. Example of some of our frauds we identified. First will be synthetic identity fraud. So it involves someone faking an identity, maybe using partial of someone's actual identity. Example, maybe your IC is stolen. They just replace their image with their own in the photo part to reduce the to bypass the face scanning and be able to use your IC as to commit fraud, apply for credit card and others. Next is account takeovers. This is most prominently example will be that any email that you receive may contain phishing sites, sites that will be malicious to you. They maybe will take over control of your PC. They're able to get your accounts or passwords and able to perform transactions after logging in and steal your money over there. Yeah. Next will be new account abuse, where fraudsters maybe also take a stolen IC and create an account over there, where some systems that doesn't require any facial verifications, then there will be they can just use the account to maybe money laundering, for example, so that they will be having a lot of accounts that are untraceable and also be very performing any malicious impacts. Yeah. So what are for the next slide? What are the benefits of applying CIDA to your system? So for CIDA wise, let's say for anyone that has applied for any bank accounts online or have applied for any kind, maybe stock market or any finance related, currently they are applying that they're allowing you to upload your ID documents, and they will take up to 7 days to verify. So what CIDA does is, instead of human verification, we'll be using AI to verify whether this person is this person is the one that the ID document is the same person. Which means for customer side, it's convenient as in that you don't need to upload so many photos. Speed of approval is faster since it's AI validate, it will be immediate. And it's privacy, so no human will look at your photo and your IC. Yeah. So for company-wise, it will increase processing speed since you don't need to have lots of humans looking at it. Next will be scalability, especially that if you want to sign up 10,000 users, you don't need the human to go through 10,000 records. Or what if it scales up to 1 million? Then you don't need to get more. It's easier to grow and scale because it's just increasing the API calls, and it's consistent since there's no, if you're working overtime, you won't be having human errors since it's a AI chat. So before we go to the next part, we will have another poll. Back to you, Penny.
Thank you very much, Kuno. Just bring up the second poll. Okay, here we go. So the question for this is, how familiar are you with eKYC, which stands for Electronic Know Your Customer and Customer ID Assurance Process? And this poll is just to take a survey to see our audience today, whether or not they have already been implementing eKYC in their company, or is it that they're still very new, or is it that they know what is eKYC, but they might not know the in-depth details of it. So as usual, we will just leave it for a few minutes for our audience to take their vote, and we will announce the results from. All right, let's end the poll. Okay, Kun Hong, we have 60% of the audience today is very unfamiliar with eKYC, whereas another 10% says that they know what is eKYC, they've heard of it, but they might not know the in-depth intricacies of it, while another 30% is very familiar. So we have quite a lot of people today here is very familiar, very unfamiliar with eKYC and CIDA solutions. And with that, can you please walk us through how it works and how it can better help to mitigate all the risks that you shared just now and improve the onboarding process?
Okay, thank you, Penny. So glad that I'm able to share something new today to most of you. Let me proceed to our next slide, introducing what is eKYC and what CIDA does. Okay, so let me share with you. For eKYC, it is just it stands, first part you need to understand is KYC, which is know your customer, which is a process where you register yourself. From the customer side, you register yourself for the banking industry or any finance industry to validate that you are this person and opening an account. So eKYC is just that it will reduce some of the processes in between, maybe mostly resulting less human interactions, where you can let the industry know that you are this person based on your ID documents. And Amas eKYC, it's our product mainly to handle the identity proofing part of CIDA. Okay, so let's proceed. These are all the components for Amas eKYC to be able to verify that you are the person that you claim to be. First is OKID, which we are taking, is used to capture your ID documents. For example, your IC, using OCR to read out the text and capture the image in between. Okay. Next is OK Live, which is a live face detection, also AI model, which is able to identify that you are an actual person in front of your, let's say, mobile phone or your camera instead of a piece of paper or a monitor. Next is OK Face, a facial verification data model that's used to compare your face with any images, maybe most commonly is the images we capture during OKID. Lastly is OKDoc, which is to identify whether the documents is a legitimate document that is issued by the let's say the country for ID document wise, in using various data in-house trained model. For example, detecting the hologram of my card will be able be one of the ways to identify the legitimacy of the documents. So all four of these components together will produce a scorecard, which in the end indicates that whether you are a legit person, or the actual person in your ID document, and this ID document is a proper one, and you are a live person. So all these together, the scorecard will produce a result whether you pass or fail the verification, which indicates that you are the legit person. So done explaining Amasi eKYC. Let's head to the next poll. Back to you, Penny.
Thank you, Kun Hong. I'll now launch the third poll. Okay. So we have the question here. Would the presented eKYC and customer ID assurance solutions be applicable for your businesses? And please go ahead and take your vote. If you think that you might have plans to implement eKYC, you might want to have customer ID assurance solutions implemented in your organization. So to mitigate the risks that Kun Hong shared just now, yeah, please go ahead and take your vote, and we will be happy to get back to you after the webinar. All right, let's end the poll. Okay, Kun Hong, we have 71% of the audience today says they would like to, I mean, based on what you presented just now on eKYC and customer ID assurance, 71% of the audience here today thinks that it is applicable for their business. They'll be using it, and very likely will be using it in their company. But it's another 29% says maybe at this moment might not be applicable. So with that, I will pass it back over to you to take us further.
Okay, thank you, Penny. Thank you everyone for contributing to the vote. For those that are interested, don't hesitate to contact us through our email or anything later on. So back to our slides. Next, we'll be sharing next part of our expertise, which is Joget development. So let me share why do we use Joget. The thing is, for Joget, it is integration friendly. First of all, Joget as a low code open source app development platform, it provides us a lot of integration ready functions such as API calls. There are all other different technical methods. Also, that it's very easy to customize based on our needs, which is able to tailor-make our solutions based on each customer's in a shorter delivery time, based on the drag and drop and user-friendly interface features as well. It's easier to start a new project and go through with it in a shorter time than we normally have. Okay, so you'll be also other than that, the workflow functions are also very good, as in that it can handle lots of issues that we lots of business issues, business needs that we usually have for our as a solution for our customers. Okay, so next we'll be sharing with you our combination of our two expertise. But do note that it's still still work in progress, and which is a showcase of existing app. So we are naming this Onboard Anywhere, which in Joget, powered by Joget, that we are able to onboard customers and going through our CIDA authentications, which makes any users in any onboarded users be a legit user and able to use any apps that requires regulation to use. So firstly, you can have customers from anywhere to access and onboard. Next is we're using SMS OTP to verify that you're the actual person first, then going through the eKYC process that I shared just now. Maybe in the further future, we have AML checking, which is anti-money laundering, and it makes a customer onboarded. And it will, since it goes through all these, the users are already following the compliance, and you're able to perform lots of things that is legitimized. Next, let me showcase to you the app. Okay, so for example, this is the product selections. Let's say you have multiple products like credit card or insurance or opening new accounts. You might need to fill in a different form. So let me proceed to the next part. So you can customize any type of your forms that you need to retrieve the data, and also fill in the forms and retrieve the info. Next, I already fill in my details and proceed next. So this is where let me share. This is where you receive your mode of validation. In my case, will be SMS, and I'll enter the 4 digits and click validate. So if I don't receive, I will resend the SMS. After we've successfully validated, the next button will be activated and we are able to click next. After that, we will be redirected to a page with a QR code. This is where you use your mobile to scan and be redirected to our API, where we can use our mobile to go through our CIDA or our eKYC process, eKYC process. In this case, so this for our identity proofing process, this will be first the description or the landing page, where you have to have your clear copy of your IC front and back, and also your selfie video, which is needed to go through our eKYC process. So here will be some examples, front and back of the IC. After that, it will because it has OCR technology, able to retrieve all my details and also able to send it back to Joget to populate our fields instead of us needing to populate ourselves. Okay, so next will be, after we confirm our result, will be bring into a verification process or using selfie videos. It can be through many different methods as well. But in our case, after a selfie video, we'll be able to verify that whether it's pass or fail. So other than that, that's all we have for the showcase of Onboard Anywhere. Means after you have approved the person, you can either in Joget, there are many ways you can handle. You can pass this data to your other third-party systems, or you can register the person as a Joget user. Then you can perform many processes inside your Joget app. Yep. Back to you, Penny, for Q&A.
Thank you very much, Kun Hong. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on to our most awaited panel session as we are going to delve into some of the FAQ and hear from Kun Hong on his insights on customer ID assurance. So based on what Kun Hong shared with us earlier, we'd like to have a better understanding on how CIDA being implemented in your organization could help to speed up customer onboarding with less human errors, and most importantly, to strengthen identity verification. And now, well, you might be wondering, how does this CIDA solution can really make a difference in my current onboarding process, right? So Kun Hong, can you tell us more about what are the pain points that the customer ID assurance solution can actually solve for enterprises?
Thank you, Penny. So usually for CIDA, we will mainly focus on digital fraud, slow loading labels, and lack of manpower. In the example that I brought in earlier, that where when you are registering for any accounts online, usually the finance sector, they will be very time consuming, and the cases of fraud will be quite still be quite rampant. So we are looking to reduce that digital fraud mainly and increase the reduce the onboarding time so that the user can have a better experience and able to use the company's product faster.
Okay. Speaking of that, is there any examples that you can share with us where customer ID assurance have been successfully used to improve this identity fraud management?
Okay, thank you, Penny. So mainly we have currently we are helping on 3 different sectors. First is telco, which is to avoid subscription frauds, where lots of stolen or forged IDs are able to create multiple accounts and register multiple numbers at the same time, which leads to all these robocallers and all these numbers calling us, which is from a legit phone number. Yeah. So by applying CIDA through this, we are reducing all the frauds based on the forged and stolen IDs. Next is banking, which is also where they are stealing any false user credentials, and also to create bank accounts as mules to move and shift the funds around, which is very common for money laundering. Which eKYC is to use to help weed out the fraudulent bank accounts while we are ensuring the integrity of the bank's user base. Next is insurance, where we are used to using CIDA to help reduce the insurance fraud that is committed based on the identity and medical insurances that when you are applying any insurance claims, you have to use maybe your biometrics and identity proofing to make sure you are the person that is involved in this claim, and also actual person that receive medical attention.
Okay, so we have insurance, we have telco, and we have banking. Okay, so moving forward, um, early on, Kun Hong, you shared that Onboard Anywhere is a solution that is built on top of Joget. Speaking of this, can you share with us how Joget helps in solution development as an open source no-code local platform?
Okay, thank you, Penny. So for Joget, first thing is very integration friendly, as lots of our CIDA customers doesn't take all the components of CIDA all the time. Well, although we offer everything in a package, but each of them are are an API that you can call individually. So this is where Joget is since is integration friendly and is able to build up quickly, so it can be retained as a hub for all the informations, whether it is when it's called or when it's um, what data is received or given out, and also all the integrations that we can use to call change out for different kind of points. And mainly is the strength. Also, there is a workflow handling where lots of customers, although needing all the identity proofing or any CIDA products, also still have to go through approval to make sure everything is in place.
Thank you for the sharing, Kun Hong. And like what you said, Joget is an integration-ready platform. It comes with various integration capabilities. It's very flexible. Users can modify it accordingly as they see fit. But when we said user requirement can be achieved much easier with Joget, I believe that in most cases, user requirements are all very unique by itself, right? And the customizations are often required, say, to cater to this specific need. So in terms of that, can you shed light on how low code, no code can actually impact scalability in the onboarding process?
Okay, so thank you, Penny, for the question. Mainly, we're using low code, no code, mostly to reduce the time that we develop and push out the apps to the market. And for our case, since we are working with the onboarding processes, we have to reduce the onboarding costs, where we reduce the manual data entry and when we, by using any OCR technologies, able to read documents. After that, integrate with different applications to make it seems like it's seamless. Yeah, and after that will be that there is a lot of autonomous processing where users can sign up from anywhere at any given time.
Okay, thank you very much, Kun Hong. And now we have finally come to the final stretch of our panel session, and this is the real highlight. So everyone, please lend me your ears as we are about to share something really important. So Kun Hong, what are the key takeaways that you think one should take from this conversation today?
Yeah, so thank you all for listening throughout the whole webinar. Firstly, this session is to raise awareness on what we do, mainly for CIDA and eKYC, and hopefully it managed to pique your interest and able to look for more details. Feel free to approach us to look for more details. Next will be how good is Joget helping us? How is the Joget system helping us achieving all these onboarding processes? Maybe also handling other business processes as well throughout our inception of company, where we have been using Joget for many years. So mainly key takeaway is Joget is a very powerful system, easy to startup and able to scale to reach many to achieve many different requirements if needed.
All right. Thank you very much for the kind words, Kun Hong. We are very happy to support and we are happy to hear that it helps the entire development phase. So with that, that wraps up our panel session. Huge thanks to Kun Hong for sharing your valuable insights on how CIDA and low-code no-code can work wonders. And thank you very much for walking us through the Onboard Anywhere solution and how everyone here today they can better strengthen their identity verification while mitigating the underlying risk with Joget and Innov8tif. So thanks again, Kun Hong.
Thank you very much, Penny.
Right. And with that, we are now opening the floor to our audience and let's see what are the questions that the audience has for us. So we have got a couple of questions from our audience today. So Kun Hong, the first question is, what does Innov8tif provide other than customer ID? Is there any other services which you guys is also offering to your customer?
Oh, okay. So we shared this earlier, but let me just go through a bit more. So we also going give training and consultations for Joget workflow, which means that as we are helping other businesses also pick up the skill of using Joget, where they can design their own business needs and their own system. And since we are accredited Joget partners, what does it mean is that we are actually able to provide the certifications where after your training is done, you are a certified Joget user, which you understand how to use Joget as a user or developer. Next, we also provide support for 24/7, but that's on depends on the package that based on the project and packages that you take from us.
Thank you for the answer, Kun Hong. So moving on to the next question. What can Joget do if I would like to create a workflow platform for my company?
Okay, so these are lots sample of if you are going through any Joget training first, we do go through how do we create. Usually we start with identifying the business rules. What do you want in your app? Identify the participants, which is who is involved in when you are using this app. Let's say there are applicants, there are approvers. Let's say if it's a claim, there will be finance that will be involved in this process. Then we will build the form, build the process, and build the UI. Then there will be your app already built out, and you'll be able to use. That will be the starting steps.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. And since as we are running out of time, we'll just take just one more question before you go. So the next question is, what are the benefits of low-code, no-code development?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Penny. So mainly, first is faster development, since lots of the tedious stuff, let's say for any software development, lots of it is either handled or suggested already. So there is a faster development on a concept where the users can see an actual in real time on what we can improve or collab to make it better, which also reduce the time that we need to have any discussions before we proceed, and a better framework to focus on higher value tasks. But do note that it can be improved further when you have an actual person that is experience or understand the framework well, you can improve the feature better.
All right, thank you very much, Kun Hong. And with that, we have now come to the end of the webinar. And before we go, as usual, we have plenty of Joget resources where you can make use of, such as the step-by-step tutorials on the Joget knowledge base, and you can also enroll in our Joget Academy for short courses and watch the video tutorials online on our website to learn more about the platform and download some ready-made apps and plugins from the Joget marketplace. And you can either use it as it is or customize it to suit your business needs. So with that, let's see who are the two lucky winners of the Joget Academy voucher. So just pick one from our audience here today. All right. So congratulations to Muhammad Fidaus. Congratulations. You're one of our lucky winners for today. And I will let Kun Hong to pick another winner from our attendees today. Okay. All right. So the other winner goes to Cove. Congratulations. And we will send those vouchers to you via email. And if you do not get those in your inbox, please keep an eye on your spam folder. And with that, we have now come to the end of the session. Once again, thank you very much, Kun Hong, for joining us today. And again, for your truly enlightening sharing on CIDA solutions and Onboard Anywhere. So our audience today, not to forget about them for staying till the very end with us. We really appreciate it. And one last thing before we end the session, please don't forget to fill up the feedback form directed to you after the webinar, as we would love to hear about your webinar experience. So with that, we will see you again in the next session. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.